As the steel sector grew, so did the nation. There's truly a bit of it in everybody's life. By 2010, India was the fourth largest steel producer in the world. The secondary steel re-rolling mill sector forms an important link in the overall supply chain of steel in the country. Much of the processing of long steel products takes place in these re-rolling mills. 1,800 such mills cater to infrastructural and industrial needs. A major portion of the operational costs of these mills goes into energy consumption. An analysis suggests that 30 to 40% of the processing cost goes into energy. That means if energy cost is saved, a mill can be more profitable. Additionally, the mill can bring down its greenhouse gas emissions. However, a conventional mill is not well aware of the need of expertise and technology to help them in the process.
Understanding the ground issues relating to energy efficiency, UNDP designed a project that will demonstrate energy efficiency, which can also save money to the steel mills. And these steel mills otherwise would have remained without such measures and would not have seen efficient functioning of the units.
Understanding this, the United Nations Development Programme and the Government of India's Ministry of Steel, with the support of Global Environment Facility, initiated a program to help steel re-rolling mills be energy efficient. Under this project, between 2004 and 2013, 34 SRRM units were transformed into model units. Now, with the support of AusAid, UNDP and the Ministry of Steel, are aiming at upscaling energy efficiency in 300 steel units. A typical re-rolling mill has this layout. Scrap, ingots, billets, blooms are reheated in reheating furnace, where they are heated up to a temperature of about 1200 degrees Celsius. Coal is the commonly used fuel. Furnace oil, natural gas and biomass are other fuels used. Then the hot billets are passed through roughing, intermediate and finishing mills to convert it to desired shape and size. Here, electricity is used as the source of energy. An analysis of the energy consumption pattern shows that 70% of the energy is consumed by the reheating furnace. Most SRRMs use pulverized coal-based reheating furnace like this one. But often, manufacturers are unaware of the process and technologies required for efficient running of their units. An efficient process starts with the sourcing of coal. The ash content of the sourced coal varies from 5 to 25%. The calorific value ranges between 5,200 kilocalories per kg and 7,500 kilocalories per kg. Coal with high ash content, like in this conventional unit, leads to premature cracks and failure of refractory lining and ash deposits on surface of ingot or billet, which then needs more heat and hence consumes more fuel. This also creates more suspended particulate matter, SPM. The next step is pulverization of coal. The desired fineness of the pulverized coal is 75 microns. 65 to 85% of the pulverized coal should be of this fineness. The regular hammer-type pulverizer, like in this conventional unit, cannot yield the desired fineness. The coarser particles get deposited on furnace walls, or much of it escape with flue gas or ash. Conventionally, the pulverized coal is stored in a hopper. Coal is conveyed with cold combustion air through a 4-inch pipe. The pipe also serves as the burner. As there is no proper control on the fuel and air, the process results into improper combustion. So much of the coal remains unburnt, jamming the pipe sometimes. Most SRRM units, as in this unit, do not have a recuperator. The lack of recuperator leads to higher energy consumption. A large amount of the heat supplied into the furnace is wasted in the form of exhaust flue gases. These flue gases carry 500 to 700 degrees centigrade temperature. The problem led the project to primarily target the fuel preparation process and the reheating furnace design for pulverized coal-fired reheating furnace to reduce energy consumption. In the modified system, the heat from the flue gas in pulverized coal-based reheating is reused.
A significant number of the SRRM sector uses pulverized coal as fuel. So the challenge for the project was to develop a suitable technology which suits these units. The most innovative technology which was developed under the project was the pulverized coal injection system. Stress was also given to improvise on other technologies like recuperator, pulverizer and swill burners. To support this was the thumb rule which says every 20-degree rise in the combustion preheat temperature leads to saving in 1% in the specific fuel consumption.
The energy efficient technology and process were implemented in this model unit at Ludhiana. Now this unit stands as an example of energy saving.
In 2007, due to the rise in the fuel prices at that moment, we made a choice to switch over to coal. But at that moment of time, there was no specific technology that could fire coal efficiently into the furnace. That is when we came into contact with UNDP, and together we came up with innovative technologies that helped us to optimize the combustion of coal in the furnace. That helped us not only in scaling down our burning loss by 0.5%, but also bringing down the specific fuel consumption by 25%.
The process starts at the procurement of coal. In TK Steel Rolling Mill, the problem has been solved by sourcing better quality coal, which has an ash and moisture content of less than 10%. The calorific value of this kind of coal goes above 7,000 kilocalories per kg. The pulverizer assembled in this model unit has an improved hammer with metallurgical innovation. It has manganese, carbon and silicon to make it more resistant to wear and tear. The liner has an EN31 steel plate, and the classifier has been improved to achieve better fineness. Finer coal means more surface area available for combustion and hence more heat output. The desired fineness of the pulverized coal is 75 microns. This can be measured with a -200 mesh technical sieve. In the modified system, 2 hoppers are placed just above the burners, one at the front wall of the furnace and other at the heating from the top. DC motor run screw feeder controls the fuel flow from the hoppers to the burner. The improved furnace has swirl type burner. It has separate inputs for coal, primary air and secondary air. The secondary air creates turbulence. The turbulence creates an optimum mix of fuel and air. Much of the efficiency is achieved by adding a recuperator. The recuperator recovers the wasted heat from the gas, which directly feeds hot air into the furnace. In this system, heat flows steadily through the wall from the flue gas to the cold combustion air. That is, hot air from the recuperator goes directly into the burner.
इस सिस्टम लागू करने से ये फ़ायदा हुआ है कि हमें प्रदूषण कम हो गया है, डस्ट कम बनता है, हमें फर्नेस की लाइफ बढ़ गई है और स्केलिंग कम हो रहा है। स्केलिंग कम होने से क्वालिटी में सुधार हो गया है और प्रोडक्शन भी प्रभावित हुआ है, प्रोडक्शन बढ़िया हो रहा है और वर्करों के भी सेहत पर काफ़ी सुधार हो गया है पहले की अपेक्षा।
The furnace has an improved insulation. It has an insulation of ceramic fiber blanket in the preheating zone. The side walls have bricks for optimum insulation. Also, a significant efficiency can be achieved with improved operational practice. At TK Steel, the furnace is sealed every day to maintain the temperature at 900 degrees centigrade during furnace startup. This means the next day the furnace can be started with less cold startup time. Also, inspection doors are covered with ceramic blanket window. Regular training and orientation sessions are held for the plant personnel. An improved operational practice would mean better sustenance of energy-efficient production system. The unit has also implemented 5S principle for better housekeeping management. The cost implications of these energy-efficient units are minimal, considering the long-term benefits they yield. Energy-efficient pulverizer of this capacity costs 4 to 6 lakh. Also, retrofitting or retrofitting of regular pulverizer can be done at Rs 50,000 to 70,000 for the desired properties. The modifications for fuel injections would cost Rs 2 to 3 lakh. The recuperator of this capacity would cost Rs 4 to 6 lakh. The implementation of these modifications would need 2 to 3 months. The estimated payback period for all of these technologies is less than 6 months.
This project, implemented by the Ministry of Steel and UNDP, helped us in implementing ISO 9001 and 14001 standards in our company. Along with this, we also implemented 5S standards. This enabled our workers to work in a friendly and healthier atmosphere, as well as helped us in achieving better productivity. I urge my fellow industrialists to understand the importance of this technology and try to implement the same in their units as soon as possible to reap the benefits of the same.
The previous UNDP-JEF project implemented energy efficient technologies in 34 model units across India, which led to huge energy savings. The present project builds on the previous project and aims to replicate these technology in 300 re-rolling mills. Most importantly, the technologies identified under the project has very significantly low payback period. By adopting these technologies, entrepreneurs can become more profitable and sustainable.
As India grows, it needs more steel. The opportunity is constantly rising. However, taking advantage in a better market would need better and more efficient production practices. We welcome all SRRM mill owners to adopt the innovations for energy-efficient steel rolling process, so that we can build a more energy-efficient and cleaner India together.